Ton, excellent presentation. So give our YouTube subscribers a little bit more information about what you talk about, some of the key takeaways.
Oh, we're in Italy, so I gave some pragmatic tips which you can use to start experimenting, A/B testing on your website. This market is still immature compared to other Western European markets and the US market. So I gave just some hands-on tips what they can do tomorrow to get things going. And
give us the top 3 or 5.
Okay, I'll go for 4 then. Okay, the first thing I said, surface, entry-exit surface. If you use a Google Tag Manager or some other tag manager, you can just write a little script, almost like an A/B test, to pop up a survey asking people, why are you here? And if you've done your research up front, you probably know the 7 or 8 top reasons already, so just list them in the pull-down menu, let them choose, and then hit enter, and record the data into your analytics solution. So it could be Google Analytics, could be Adobe. Okay. And then at the end of the visit, make sure the pop-up window is still there and ask them if they succeeded in their journey. And then they will say yes or no. And then the good thing is, if you store this in your analytics data, you can start segmenting. Okay, all the people that came to my website just to buy something or to look around or whatever reason, you can look at the yes and no answers and compare the segments in behavior. And it will give you some awesome insights. So that's a real practical tip that doesn't cost too much. You won't need a survey tool whatsoever. Just write your own script. Some other good one, Google Tag Manager or every tag manager out there again. It's a code layer on top of your website. So if you want to start A/B testing and explore the field of A/B testing, you can use the script library from gtmtesting.com, which is free, available out there, and use it in your tag management solution to run your first A/B tests.
Without actually having to worry about installing anything else.
Yes, it's already there, and you already have your analytics in place, so you do the measurement and analytics. I gave away some free tools which you can use to visualize results. We have a Bayesian calculator, which we use nowadays. I'm not sure if this market is already ready for Bayesian calculations, but it's something they have to think about and try and play around with. And that's 2 and 3 and 1, because it's Google Tag Manager and analytics in there. And the fourth one is smart notifications. While working on optimizing websites, we found out that persuasive messaging can be really strong. But if you implement it in your website for like a continuous being optimized algorithm, it will always be there, but it's from client side. So if someone releases a new update on the website, it can break the website, and it looks really awful. So we came up with a solution where we just put those messages on top of the website, like a notification that flows in, and that's there with the same persuasive message which you will use normally on your website. It's called smartnotifications.com, and we're looking for more beta users to try the tool, but it's a banded algorithm. So if your YouTube audience has more mature viewers, if you like bandits, if you like algorithms, if you like machine learning, this is a tool which you can use to put any persuasive message on your website, and it will automate it itself on your most known segments on your website and trying to find new segments.
Definitely, and we will link to that also in the show notes for people to click on it. Let's talk conversion optimization. We're saying goodbye to 2016, preparing for 2017. What do you think are some of the big trends that we're going to see next year?
We'll run more experiments. If you look at my home country, the Netherlands, I think we're at a point where people know they have to run an optimization program. So they're setting this up or they're already running one. But the problem they run into, it's all local page optimization. So they try to optimize a specific page. But what they need to optimize is the journey. So I think we're going to change from prioritizing tests from, okay, we have to test this on this page and this and this and this, to more hypothesis-based testing. Let's say, okay, it's interesting to see if we add some specific USP, like we already exist for 80 years, if you're an old-fashioned retail company. If we add this to the whole journey, will it improve conversions? Will we get higher revenues? Will we get more new clients? So you have to prioritize your hypothesis and not the pages where you're testing. So first you hypothesize, you come up with something you want to test, and then you implement it on certain web pages. So I think that will change going for more maturity into your optimization program. You need to shift from local page optimization to customer journey optimization. So it's something we see changing in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if every country will have the same thing in 2017, but that will, for me, be the main thing for next year.
Very good. Excellent. So let's talk conversion optimization again. Somebody wants to learn about conversion optimization. There's so many resources, but what are some of your top 3 resources you would advise somebody?
Oh, interesting. There's so much bullshit out there. The problem with content marketing is if you want to write an article, you have to write 10 tips that will really improve the money you will get from your website. It will attract lots of people. It will do really good on social media. But those are not the best articles out there. So what I like is really the resource blogs from like Airbnb or even Facebook with their own in-house teams writing on stuff they're doing. Is fascinating. But also science. Google Scholar, which I use a lot. And nowadays you have Deep Dive. And Deep Dive is the Spotify for scientific articles. So you have just a monthly subscription and you have just access to all the scientific articles out there. And there are so many articles published for every niche out there. So if you are into selling furniture, just go to Deep Dive or Google Scholar, look up for studies being done last year on your branch. And read them. That can be hard because it's scientific material, but have really great insights and use them to apply on your website. So please stay away from the best practice blogs, which are interesting if you start, but the real value and knowledge is not in those blogs. Those are in the research blogs from client-side companies, and those are in scientific articles.
Excellent. Let's talk about your typical day. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? How much me time do you have?
I have 3 kids. So we wake up at like 6:30, and then we do the whole kids thing, and then brush their teeth and have breakfast, and then get them to school. And then I'll arrive at the office at like 9 or something, or at client meetings, depends. I'm an entrepreneur, so I do lots of meetings. I think like 50% of my time is meetings. 50% is discussing how to get to the next level with my coworkers, my employees, or clients. And to see how we can get to the next phase. So it will be a mixture. Day ends at 5:30. Try to be at time at home for dinner. Okay. Kids time again. Make sure the kids go to bed, and then like at 8:30 or 9 depends. Or I have quality time with my wife. But if she's away, I probably have meetings, Skype calls with like the US because they wake up, or even with countries like the Philippines that are really late over there. But we have developers over there, and they're still awake at those times. So mostly Skype calls in the evening, or just some reading. And relaxing if I'm not doing something with my wife or friends.
Very good. So last question, a book you recommend reading, since you mentioned that you do some reading?
Thinking Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman. It's the first Nobel Prize winner in economics that is a psychologist. For me, it was really an eye-opener. I'm from the data side. I've been optimizing websites for 20 years now. But once I bumped into the psychology part of optimization, I really was able to improve what I was doing a lot. So the number of winning tests to come up with... I was able to come up with insights from data, but to get it to action and stuff that's really working, you need to know how the brain is working. So Thinking Fast and Slow. If you haven't read it, you should read it.
Definitely. I've seen the book on the bestseller list actually several times. How can people find you?
I'm on Twitter. It's Ton W, Ton with an N. And I'm not Tom, but Ton. It's Dutch, sorry. I'm on LinkedIn. Our website is onlinedialogue.com. Just Google for Ton Wesseling and you will find me.
Excellent. Thank you, Ton. Wish you the best of luck as well.
Thank you very much.